So, welcome to today's little adventure. This is the third time I walk a mile. Not so much of a struggle this time, but still a lot of things had to come together for this to happen. The last time I did it was 1.5 months ago. And there's a reason I'm able to do it today, and it's largely down to vitamin D. But this is what I do. I do my little walk, go back to Google Earth, and trace out the trajectory, my path. We had a little sit down there, went to Bench Boulevard about here, then crossed the pond, crossed the Atlantic, had a little rest at the halfway milestone, came back to Bench Boulevard where Simonetta did a lovely little interview. Then I carried on back to Sneed Park and then just headed back, but I went slightly the long way around, you could say. Now on my mind during this walk I was thinking a lot about thinking outside the box, because somebody asked me a question on the forum today. Who was it who said they had to think outside the box after their stroke? And that's exactly what I've had to do after my stroke. A lot of thinking outside the box, which is now actually thinking, to me, it's now thinking inside the box. But I love that expression, thinking outside the box. Then, this is the third time I've walked a mile, so it's a slightly historic occasion, and we're practically exactly 2.5 years after my stroke, because it was the autumnal equinox. It's now the vernal equinox. And Simonetta does a lovely little interview in a while, which she asked wonderful questions, of course, and we talked about various things, including pandiculation, which you'll hear about, and I'll do clips about these things one day. There are so many clips to do, and there I am having a little rest at the halfway point, but there's nowhere to sit down. This is towards the end, actually. But anyway, enjoy the ride.
So what is the crossing of the Atlantic?
So it's basically from here, which we call Southampton or Belfast, and crossing to the road behind me where the cars are.
Yes.
That's New York, where the milestone is, if you saw it before. So we call that crossing the Atlantic, or crossing the pond. But we did an extra bit to Sneed Park.
And you think we are 2/3 of the way at the moment?
Yeah, we're 2/3 of the way. I've still got a third to go, and
Depending on the weather, right?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't rain, because it's on the verge of raining. It'll probably rain in an hour. I hope it doesn't start now.
So how are you feeling? How is your plantar fasciitis going?
Yeah, the plantar, meaning the sole of the foot, is the issue. This is called day 6. It's my best day of a cycle of 6 days. And the plantar fasciitis usually strikes a bit on day 6. But it's under control. It's doing well. I'm pleased. And I'm using the outside of the foot. If you watch the clip on duck feet, you will understand how I'm placing my foot to avoid too much pain and the plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, and what is you were telling me also this morning there was some kind of change in your condition, and you were performing some pandiculation, is that correct?
I've been looking into pandiculation, for a while. It's brilliant. So I was able to do it before, but I felt nothing for the last week or two, I've been feeling the pleasure you get when you give yourself the morning stretch. There's a pleasure in stretching those muscles, and I've finally been feeling that. That is a huge breakthrough.
Amazing.
And what that means is I'm able to reset the nerves which innervate the muscles.
And what is pandiculation in very few?
It's giving a stretch. When you stretch in the morning, you can see cats and dogs doing pandiculation, and I will do a clip on pandiculation, but it's a brilliant system for people with achy muscles or even more serious conditions like spasticity, spasms, cramps, all these things. It's very, very, very important. You can see cats and dogs doing it all day long.
And enjoying it while doing it.
Yeah, that's the main thing, exactly. So I've finally been able to enjoy my pandiculation.
Yeah, and another thing which was quite interesting is that we measured the efficiency of your walk against mine.
Yeah, that is subjective, but I estimated that we walked side by side. Then I asked you to walk at your natural pace, which was perhaps 10-20% faster than me when I'm in form. Now, the thing is, it's taking me 80% of my energy to do that. So I got a very low efficiency, whereas it's taking you 10-20% of your energy to walk even faster than me.
Yeah.
So you're walking with much more efficiency. Yes, I am walking, but my efficiency is still quite low. But hey, I'm happy with it.
And I'm doing it without thinking, and you have to think very hard.
I have to think, I have to watch my feet, I have to make up for lack of proprioception, awareness, balance. It takes a lot more effort. But hey, if I do a mile today, I'll be over the moon.
You're doing so well lately, and I think a big factor could be the very high intake of vitamin D we are having at the moment.
It's phenomenal, because I made the breakthrough about a month ago to go past 7,000 IUs, international units of vitamin D a day, and I think we're on 20,000 a day.
Yes,
and
just about, yeah.
It reminds me of the energy I had when I did my first mile, and that was on a yin day, and that was still residual energy from COS when we had sunlight powering the mitochondria. So it's really magical to have good vitamin D levels.
Yes, and we are going back to Greece in the summer again to get extra dose.
Definitely. Oh look, there's a fire engine. If you can, I don't know what's going on here. The rain will put that out. I don't know what it's doing here, but there is one.
Anyway, so I think that you deserve your apple now.
Thank you.
And then we will carry on, the last
third quarter, and I'm hoping to do it.
Yes.
But I'm really pleased. I was even pleased with yesterday's performance. So
wonderful.
pretty good.
Very good.